What if I told you your life could be way more extraordinary than you ever imagined? What if, deep within your spiritual DNA, an ancestral power lay dormant? A mystic inheritance capable of transforming your reality, healing, seeing beyond time, or even rewriting your story. Have you ever felt, even for a second, that there's something more pulsating inside you, waiting for an invisible call to awaken? Now, just for a moment, imagine that those strange dreams you have, that inexplicable intuition, that feeling of déjà vu or carrying emotions you don't recognize as your own, aren't just random occurrences. What if all this is part of a hidden system of human abilities accessible only to a select few? Abilities so impressive they defy traditional scientific logic and make our entire understanding of reality seem like just the tip of the iceberg. What separates the ordinary from the extraordinary? Is it a matter of luck, destiny, or maybe the moment you were born? Get ready, because in the next few minutes you'll be taken on a fascinating journey, crossing the border between science, spirituality, and mystery. And a warning, after hearing these revelations, your perception of yourself and the world around you will never be the same. If you're already feeling your curiosity growing, don't waste any time. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this is just the beginning of our journey through the secret universe of hidden spiritual gifts. Share in the comments if you've ever felt, even subtly, that you possess an inexplicable talent or sensitivity. I want to hear your story. It might be the key to unlocking the next mysteries together. Now, close your eyes for a second, take a deep breath, feel the pulse of your existence, and get ready. Because what you're about to discover might be your first step toward awakening something grand. But who tells us this story? Who dared to defy the limits of science, religion, and common sense? Who opened the door to this universe where the impossible is just a matter of perspective? Let me introduce Edgar Cayce, the man who became globally known as the Sleeping Prophet. Imagine a person capable of accessing hidden knowledge while asleep, channeling information about the human body, the future, past lives, lost civilizations, and yes, the secrets of the spirit and the cosmos. This isn't a movie character. Cayce was real, flesh and blood, born in the United States in 1877. During his life, Edgar Cayce performed over 14,000 readings in a deep trance state, answering questions ranging from healing mysterious diseases to guidance on spirituality, astrology, reincarnation, and inexplicable phenomena. People from all corners of the world turned to him, seeking answers for physical pain, existential crises, and soul dilemmas. Cayce not only identified symptoms and suggested treatments with disarming innocence for a man without medical training, but also deciphered the enigmas of destiny and the hidden codes of the universe. But what makes Cayce truly fascinating isn't just the accuracy of his guidance or the fact that countless inexplicable cures were attributed to him. What makes him different is the content of his most mysterious revelations, those lesser-known readings, recorded in notes, letters, and testimonies that stayed outside the major headlines but still resonate today among scholars and seekers of the occult. Among these messages, Cayce revealed that humanity carries, in the silence of its soul, dormant spiritual potentialities, inheritances from ancient civilizations, and secret codes linked to the moment of birth. And that, among the keys to this mystery, we'd be facing an almost unbelievable enigma. Certain zodiac signs, according to his visions, held the spiritual DNA of the great mages, healers, visionaries, and cosmic architects of human history. Imagine, while much of the world sees horoscopes as entertainment, Cayce saw stellar maps as access manuals to profound levels of human potential. The zodiac, for him, wasn't just a collection of archetypes and symbols, but a catalog of spiritual lineages. And among them, there are 4 signs with a unique mission: to rescue the ancestral powers lost by humanity. Now answer me, could your sign be one of these guardians? Did you come into the world with a secret mission? Or is your whole life just the reflection of a much larger plan, drawn up even before you were born? Before you answer, come with me to unravel the next key to this ancient puzzle. Imagine being able to look at your own astrological chart and see not just personality tendencies or weekly predictions, but a true spiritual genetic code, an instruction manual for who you really are, where you came from, and what you're capable of achieving when awakened. According to Edgar Cayce's visions, the zodiac isn't just a wheel of archetypes. It would be a kind of cosmic genealogy, dividing humanity into ancestral lineages with specific purposes. Each sign, therefore, brings not only behavioral characteristics, but also hidden buttons, latent powers, forgotten gifts, just waiting for a click, a special vibration, an energetic trigger to be activated. However, among the 12 signs, Cayce warns, there are 4 privileged portals. 4 signs carrying a rare spiritual genetic, heirs to magical lineages that come from Atlantis, Egypt, the Himalayas, and other civilizations that still fascinate us today. These 4 would carry ancestral codes, not just as symbols or metaphors, but as true information in the energetic field, as if they were software installed in the unconscious, ready to be accessed. Have you ever felt that at certain times you can feel the energy of an environment, predict events, read people's emotions without them saying a word? Have you had that feeling that you belong to another time, another place, or carry memories that aren't from this life? What if all this wasn't coincidence, but part of a plan orchestrated long before you were born? According to Cayce, each of these 4 signs holds a special key: deep healing, multidimensional communication, prophetic vision about time, and cosmic engineering of reality. Contrary to what many think, it's not just a matter of believing or not. There are reports of people who, unknowingly, always manifested these gifts since childhood, but ignored, repressed, or ridiculed, ended up extinguishing that inner light. Cayce calls us to responsibility. Recognizing these gifts is our duty. Denying them is failing to contribute something essential to collective evolution and the balance of the planet. It's as if each guardian has within them a fundamental piece of the world's puzzle. Without this fit, the entire human system remains incomplete, fragmented, seeking externally the answer to an internal calling. Here's the invitation. Discover if you are one of these bearers. Feel the responsibility, but also the privilege. Because when the 4 pillars rise and recognize each other, the true process of healing and ascension for humanity begins. But after all, who are these 4 guardians? Are you ready to know? Does your heart race just imagining the possibility? Keep with me and get ready to dive deep into the secret of the chosen signs, because your story may be about to change forever. Have you ever looked at the night sky among the stars and felt a strange sense of belonging, an ancestral whisper saying, "You are not here by chance"? Have you had the impression that certain periods of your life were predestined to happen, as if they were already part of a bigger script? Well, know that you are not alone. According to Edgar Cayce, there are 4 zodiac signs that, since the beginning, hold the keys to humanity's hidden powers. They are like pillars that support the bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the physical world and the mysteries of the spirit. But before revealing who these guardians are, I want to challenge you. Try to feel, internally, if any of them are already part of your essence, if you identify with the qualities below, even if your sun sign is not one of the 4. Remember that we all carry traits of several signs in our astrological chart, and perhaps your ascendant or moon reveals something surprising. 4 guardians, 4 keys, 4 hidden destinies. And the most astonishing thing, each of them represents an essential facet of human potential: healing, communication, vision, and creation. It is they who, according to Cayce, hold the codes for the awakening of the new humanity, the guardian of emotional codes, capable of healing wounds and feeling the pain of others like no one else. The guardian of multidimensional communication, with gifts to access parallel realities, translate unknown languages, and decipher secrets between worlds. The guardian of temporal vision, who navigates between timelines, heals past traumas, and anticipates future events with astonishing clarity. The guardian of cosmic engineering, who manipulates the fabric of reality, anchors energies, and builds the invisible structures upon which humanity evolves. Can you imagine what Earth would be like if these powers were collectively awakened? What would your daily life be like if you could access even a part of this hidden wisdom? Get ready, because from now on, each guardian will be revealed with details, examples, and inspiring stories. And remember, everything you're about to hear might be at this very moment dormant within you. The awakening is a choice. The call has been made. Will you refuse or answer? In the next segment, we will unveil the first of the 4 signs. Cancer, the emotional alchemist, a being capable of healing, feeling, and transforming realities through the sheer power of the heart. But first, share here in the comments if any of these abilities have ever resonated in your life. Do you feel any inexplicable connection with the gifts described so far? Your story can be the spark for the awakening of many other seekers. Stay with me, because now begins the revelation of the hidden powers that can forever change the way you see your own existence. Imagine a source of healing that goes far beyond physical touch, an energy that flows through feelings, through the deepest emotional memories, reaching invisible places within the soul. This is the gift of the sign of Cancer, the emotional alchemist, one of the 4 guardians of ancestral codes revealed by Edgar Cayce. If you're a Cancerian, you may have already felt this almost supernatural sensitivity, an empathy that transcends common understanding, the ability to absorb the emotional state of people around you as if they were your own emotions. But what many don't know is that, according to Cayce's readings, Cancer holds a special connection to the emotional Akashic records, an invisible library where all human emotions from all eras are stored. Imagine having access, even if intuitive, to the pains and emotional healings not only of your own timeline, but also of past generations and even strangers. It's as if you could decipher the subtle layers that imprison the soul and with a delicate touch initiate the profound transformation that the body and mind need to be free. There's a powerful analogy to explain this gift. Think of Cancer as an alchemist who transforms lead into gold, but not in matter, but in the energies that surround human existence. They take suffering, sadness, fear, and anxiety, considered the lead of the spirit, and convert them into strength, love, wisdom, and resilience. Real cases illustrate this ability. Reports of people who, in the presence of a genuine Cancerian, felt healed of traumas they had carried for years. Children who, thanks to the sensitivity of an adult of this sign, managed to find peace in chaotic family situations. Even home environments that were completely transformed by the simple energetic presence of someone born under this sign. But what makes this power so fascinating is its naturalness. You never need to have studied esotericism to realize that an authentic Cancerian has this magic. It's as if they were born with a direct channel to the heart of the world. Has this ability gone unnoticed in you? Have you ever felt that your emotions are more than simple feelings, but coded messages coming from a place beyond time? Now let's cross into a totally different, but equally fascinating domain, communication. Gemini, the second guardian, is the master of words, connection, and parallel realities, a true multidimensional communicator. Imagine having a twin in another dimension, another you that inhabits parallel universes and communicates through an invisible quantum language that transcends what we know as speech or writing. This is the image Cayce suggested to explain the gifts of Gemini, an extraordinary ability to translate information coming from other planes of existence, interpreting subtle signs, symbols, and even thoughts. This power goes far beyond mere verbal ability. It's a form of communication that includes telepathy, aura reading, intuitive understanding of what hasn't been said. Geminis would be able to connect with people in altered states of consciousness, such as during lucid dreams, trance, deep meditation, or even near-death experiences. Imagine, for example, a Gemini who, without ever having seen a person, can capture important messages for that person's healing, simply by being in their energetic field. Or communicators who receive insights in seconds, understanding languages they've never studied. Real stories demonstrate this power. Funny, curious, dynamic, Geminis can often seem like just good communicators. But for those who know this gift behind the scenes, every word, every gesture has a much greater symbolic weight, a bridge between dimensions. And what happens when this gift is ignored? It's as if the channel gets blocked, causing frustration, a feeling of isolation, or even mental confusion. On the other hand, when awakened, this power opens doors to a deep understanding of oneself and the cosmos, facilitating the exchange of knowledge that can revolutionize lives. Have you ever felt that you understand something no one else does? Have you had an inner conversation that seemed to come from a place far beyond you? If so, It could be that your Gemini spiritual DNA is linked to this extraordinary capacity for multidimensional communication. If Cancer is the emotional alchemist and Gemini the multidimensional communicator, Pisces is the third guardian, the temporal visionary, a sign that, according to Cayce, has the rare gift of perceiving timelines, navigating between past, present, and future with a clarity that seems to defy the barriers of linear reality. Imagine being able to access deep ancestral memories, identify traumas that span generations, and above all, possess a prophetic intuition capable of anticipating events with impressive accuracy. This is the essence of the Guardian Pisces mission, a time traveler on the spiritual plane. Stories linked to this gift are impressive. Reports of people who predicted events months or even years in advance, inexplicable sensations about events that hadn't even been reported, or the ability to perceive that a current, difficult situation had originated in conflicts from previous lives, bringing an invitation to healing that transcends time. The power of Pisces isn't just in prediction, but in healing temporal traumas, reconciling with ancestry, and the ability to create new futures through inner transformation, breaking cycles, freeing oneself from karma, and opening space for possibilities that once seemed impossible. It's as if the Piscean held an invisible paintbrush, painting the tapestry of time in multiple layers, bringing light to the dark corners of the human soul that are usually hidden in the past. But like any powerful gift, it comes with challenges. The thin line between true perception and illusion, the burden of carrying visions that can seem lonely or frightening, and the constant need to find balance so as not to get lost in temporal labyrinths. If you feel that your perception goes beyond today, that your intuition speaks a language of the future or the past, or simply that your soul carries stories beyond this life, perhaps your Piscean spiritual DNA is awakening to its mission. Following this journey, we now come to the last of the four guardians, which we will reveal in the next segment. But before that, I already want to know, do you recognize yourself in any of these descriptions? Have you felt any of these gifts manifesting within you, even subtly or disguised? Leave your comment telling your experience. Share this video with anyone you believe needs this information. And don't forget to subscribe to continue following this series that is just beginning. Let's continue to explore this hidden and fascinating universe of human gifts that sleep within us, and that, when awakened, can change not only our lives, but the destiny of all humanity. You might never have imagined it, but Capricorn, often seen as the sign of reason, discipline, and pragmatism, is in fact, according to Edgar Cayce's revelations, the fourth ancestral guardian of humanity's hidden codes. But here, the Capricorn's role goes far beyond common sense. They are the cosmic architect, the invisible builder of the subtle structures that sustain the evolution of the entire collective. While the other signs hold the keys to healing, communication, and timeless vision, Capricorn masters the ability to manifest realities, to materialize potentials, to create energetic portals, to stabilize environments, to anchor what was subtle in the physical plane. Have you ever walked into a place and felt an inexplicable peace, as if an invisible field was protecting and organizing everything around you? That's the touch of Capricorn in action. In the energetic field, Capricorns are experts in dimensional engineering. Imagine being able to generate a field of protection and focus for entire groups, create spaces of profound healing just with their presence, or even influence the order of matter, as if every stone, every wall, every object gained an exclusive harmonic vibration. They are the ones who transform chaos into structure. They are the true guardians of altars, of internal and external temples, of the balance between heaven and earth. There are surprising stories. Professionals who, when leading teams, experience unexplained leaps in productivity and creativity. Spiritual masters who, just by entering a room, silence even the most restless minds. Ordinary people who, even unknowingly, are pivots of emotional stability for an entire family or community. All of this is a manifestation of Capricornian cosmic engineering. These gifts, however, also bring responsibility. Capricorns feel the weight of the world, sometimes literally. Back pain, a feeling of carrying rocks on their shoulders, inexplicable fatigue. Many don't understand, but this happens because, energetically, these guardians absorb and filter heavy energies, seeking to stabilize them for everyone around them. Have you ever seen yourself as this invisible anchor in your work or family? Have you ever felt that when you're in balance, everything around you falls into place? But when you become unstable, it seems like everything falls apart with you? Pay attention. Perhaps you are this cosmic architect without even realizing it. Capricorn's call is not isolation, but collective leadership, the building of humanity's new temples, the realization of others' dreams into tangible structures. If this resonates with you, know this. Your gift is extremely rare and absolutely vital for the balance of the entire human race. You might be asking yourself, why then do these powerful gifts remain hidden? Why aren't we all born with them fully active, changing the world with a simple snap of our fingers? According to Cayce, and also according to mystical traditions from various cultures, every spiritual gift requires not only genetic or energetic predisposition, but mainly a process of awakening. And this awakening is neither simple nor immediate. It comes with trials, challenges, symptoms, and choices that test our courage and commitment to something greater. For Cancer, the emotional alchemist, the awakening often begins through emotional crises, deep emotional pain, or even psychic illnesses that defy common sense. The Cancerian is pushed to rock bottom to discover that deep down there is an inexhaustible source of healing and rebirth, not just for themselves, but for anyone they touch with their gift. For Gemini, the multidimensional communicator, everything begins with the search for meaning, intellectual restlessness, the clash between information overload and the need to filter what truly matters. Common symptoms include insomnia, mental overload, and a feeling of an incessant inner voice. That's when the Gemini learns that silence is as important as words, and that true communication transcends the barriers of time and space. For Pisces, the temporal visionary, the awakening arrives in the form of recurring dreams, intense intuitions, and synchronicities impossible to ignore. The Piscean may feel lost between dimensions, have difficulty anchoring in the present, suffer from inexplicable melancholy, or feel that life is a collection of déjà vu. The secret here is to learn to distinguish true vision from escape, bringing the light of self-knowledge to heal both their own and the collective temporal field. And Capricorn, the cosmic architect, is tested by the weight of duty, by situations of extreme responsibility, by challenges that seem greater than their own capacity. The body feels it, the mind hesitates, but the soul, when awakened, reinvents reality and builds the foundations of the new world. Not infrequently, the Capricorn only discovers their gift in the face of the impossible, when everything depends on them and, even without knowing how, they perform the miracle of materialization. But how do you actually activate these powers? Cayce, like countless ancient masters, suggests universal practices: meditation, service to others, care for vital energy, spiritual study, openness to intuition, and most importantly, courage to face one's own shadows. The awakening is individual and collective at the same time, because as one guardian awakens, the entire human field raises in frequency. If you're feeling strange symptoms, hidden gifts emerging, sensations of déjà vu, deep questioning, know this: it might be your calling. Seek out groups of affinity, seek knowledge, dedicate time to caring for your body, mind, and spirit. It has never been so urgent for these gifts to be recognized, refined, and put at the service of humanity. We've reached the threshold of a discovery that can literally change everything you think you know about yourself, about others, about the very meaning of existence. After all, if it's true that each of these 4 signs carries a lost key to human potential, then it's no accident that you've come this far. I invite you now to look within and ask yourself with absolute sincerity, do you feel you are part of this group? Have you experienced symptoms, dreams, intuitions, sensitivities that are out of the ordinary? Are you ready to investigate yourself, to let go of old certainties, and embrace the calling of being a true guardian of the new era? The future, not just yours but that of all humanity, may be in your hands. Imagine the impact we'll have if collectively we begin to value and develop these gifts. More peaceful environments, spontaneous healings, prevention of tragedies, incredible advancements in understanding the universe, the mind, the soul. Imagine yourself being part of all this, not as a spectator, but as a protagonist. Now it's your turn. Write in the comments what you felt when you heard each of these revelations. Share if you've noticed any of these gifts emerging in your life or in someone you know. If you are Cancer, Gemini, Pisces, or Capricorn, which of these talents touched your heart? And if not, which one would you love to manifest? Subscribe to the channel and leave your like to access more stories like this. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this content with anyone you feel needs to access this wisdom. And stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll reveal practical, tested, and ancient techniques for you to activate and expand all these gifts and build, along with us, a new story for Earth. The mystery is out. The call has been made. The future depends only on you. Until the next awakening.